I need to admit something uncomfortable. In season 1 of You, I did not want Joe Goldberg to get caught. Not because I thought he was innocent, but because the show made it feel like he was on my side. And that's disturbing. Let's explore the psychological trick you pulled on us. Hear me out. Friedrich Nietzsche once argued that we often judge morality aesthetically, not ethically. And Joe Goldberg is aesthetically disarming. He's well read, he's articulate, he's handsome, he sounds thoughtful, so we judge him softly before we judge him honestly. Let's break it down. Act 1. The Seduction. Season 1 does not introduce Joe to us, it pulls us inside his head. He talks to us, not the police, not the victims, us. His voiceover is charming, self aware, even funny. We hear his justifications before we see his actions. So when he watches Beck, it doesn't feel like stalking yet. It feels like attention, intensity, romance gone slightly wrong. And Joe says the right things to Beck. Not empty encouragement like, I believe in you, or you can do anything, blah blah. Instead, he tells her, you're not a fraud, you're just a mess, and not more than anyone else. That line lands because it does not inflate her, it understands her. Joe doesn't comfort Beck with cliches. He reaches for books, for parallels that mirror her exact situation. It feels thoughtful and intelligent. And I will explain how the show helps him. Beck is flawed. Her friends are shallow. Benji is unbearable. Paige is controlling and elitist. Joe is not framed as the worst person in the room. But season 1 goes further than charm. It makes Joe useful. Paco and his mother live under real threat. Ron is violent, unpredictable, dangerous. Joe does not just empathize, he intervenes. He kills that monster, not out of jealousy or obsession, but to remove someone the show has clearly marked as an abuser. The framing matters. Ron isn't morally grey, he's plain cruel. So Joe's violence doesn't feel monstrous yet. It feels corrective and protective. We did not empathize with Joe because he was misunderstood. We empathized because the show trapped us inside his logic. His childhood trauma softened our judgment. His love of books made him feel self aware. And Penn Badgley's calm, intimate voice kept us listening even when we shouldn't have been. The show didn't justify Joe, it delayed our moral response, and that's far more dangerous. Suddenly, his violence feels selective, targeted, almost principled. We think, okay, he's intense, but he loves hard. That's the trap. Act 2. The Glass Cage. Then comes the glass cage, the moment where the show should lose us. Joe traps Beck, literally cages her. And on paper, that should be the point of no return. But the show doesn't let us sit in that hatred. Almost immediately, it cuts to the Joe's past. Mr. Mooney, a teenage Joe, the same glass cage. Cruelty is answered with cruelty. Before we can fully process what Joe has done, the show throws a new emotion at us, a disturbing familiarity that curdles into uneasy empathy. He isn't just imprisoning her, he's replaying something that was done to him. It doesn't excuse him, but it interrupts our judgment, and that interruption is deliberate. Act 3. The cracks appear. Season 2 whispers a lie we all want to believe. Maybe Joe can be better. New city, new women, fresh start. Love Quinn feels like someone who actually sees him. And again, the narration keeps us close. And once again, the show reinforces the protector illusion. Henderson isn't ambiguous. He's a predator. He's hurting children. And he's about to hurt Ellie. Joe kills him before that can happen. This isn't framed as obsession or jealousy, it is framed as intervention, protection. And protection is the most dangerous justification of all. Because now Joe isn't just a man who kills, he's a man who kills for the right reasons. At least that's how it's presented. But the cracks are showing. The pattern is repeating. The charm sounds rehearsed. The justification feels recycled. And then Will says the quiet line that explains everything. You're not a bad person. You do bad things when you feel trapped. That line doesn't just describe Joe, it describes how we like to think about ourselves. We've all done things we regret when we felt cornered, overwhelmed, afraid of losing control. The show bridges that gap. Joe still doesn't feel like a monster. He feels like an exaggerated version of a fear we all recognize. And that's why the empathy holds longer than it should. Act 4, The Turn. Season 3 is where Joe stops feeling romantic and starts feeling small. Suburbia strips him naked. Marriage does not redeem him. Fatherhood doesn't soften him, it exposes him. Love, once chaotic, becomes tragic. We see her trapped in a loveless marriage, calling out his hypocrisy. And Joe, he's already bored, already obsessed again. Same pattern, new woman. By now, we're not fooled. We know exactly where this goes and when he kills love. Someone the audience had invested in, his justifications don't work anymore because we know better now. By season 3, the protector illusion fractures almost immediately. With Paco and Ellie, Joe's involvement could still be read as protective. Someone else gained something from it. But in season 3, that logic collapses. There's no clear beneficiary, just control wearing the language of care. Act 5, Full Monster. Season 4 does not revive Joe. New city, new mask, same predator. The Reese twist removes the last excuse. This is not love. This is not trauma. This is a pattern. And then there's Nadia. She tries to stop him. He doesn't kill her, he destroys her, frames her, erases her future, and walks away untouched. We did not react the same way to Nadia as we did to Dr. Nikki, and that isn't accidental. Dr. Nikki was framed as flawed. The show gave us room to see him as already compromised. Nadia is not. She's curious, intelligent, and fundamentally innocent. By choosing her, the show strips away the moral cushioning it once offered Joe. Now the show forces us to sit with the damage instead. By this point, the show has fully flipped. We're no longer inside Joe's fantasy. We're watching the damage he leaves behind, and it's unbearable. Why the shift happens? This isn't just Joe getting worse, it's us seeing things clearly. Familiarity kills the mystery, repetition exposes pattern, body count creates moral fatigue. You can excuse one act of protection, you cannot excuse a system. Early Joe felt conflicted, later Joe feels empty. And once the show stops protecting his delusions, we stop protecting him too. So, was You brilliant, or did it lose control of its own narrative? Maybe both. It seduced us with charm, then punished us for falling for it. And maybe the most disturbing part of You was never Joe Goldberg. Maybe it was how long we were willing to believe he was protecting someone, how long we were rooting for the killer. Let me know in the comments, when did Joe lose you? And subscribe for more such content. Bye.